The reason we use so many different types of cables in a network is that each type of cable has its own set of properties that specifically make it the best to use for a particular area or purpose. Now, different types of cables vary in transmission speeds, distance, duplex, noise immunity, and frequency. Now, let us have a look at different types of wiring standards that we are going to see throughout this section. Ethernet cabling is an important thing to understand, especially if you're planning to work on any type of LAN. Now, there are different types of wiring standards available. The first one is T568A, then T568B, straight through cable, crossover cable, and rolled over cable. We will look into each one of these in detail, and then I'll end this discussion with some examples for you. Let us have a look at the wiring standard T568A. If you look inside a network cable, you'll find 4 pairs of wires twisted together to prevent crosstalk. They're also twisted like this to help prevent electromagnetic induction and wiretapping. The same pins have to be used on the same colors throughout a network to receive and transmit. But how do you decide which color of wire goes with which pin? Right? You might get confused if you're using it for the first time. Well, the good news is that you don't have to decide, at least not completely. 2 wiring standards have surface that have been agreed on over by 60 vendors, including the AT&T, 3Com and Cisco. Well, this is wiring standard T568B and this is 568A. Now, by looking at this figure T568A, you can see that the green pair is used for pins 1 and 2, but the orange pair is split between pins 3 and 6. Therefore, the pair is not consecutive here. But now take a look at this figure T568B. The orange pair pins is 1 and 2 and the green pair pins is 3 and 6. And again, the orange pair and the green pair is separated by the blue pair. Note that the only difference between T568A and T568B is that pairs 2 and 3, that is orange and green, are swapped. As you can see, rest everything is same. Have a look at it again. Also, you can use a UTP coupler in order to connect 2 RJ45 connectors together to lengthen a cable, or in order to make a straight through cable into a crossover, and vice versa. If you're thinking, well, what's the difference and why does it matter? The answer is position of 4 wires on one side of the cable, and that's it. Now this only leaves the wire pairs to connect to pins 1, 2, 3 and 6. Remember, if we connect the green-white, green, orange-white and orange wires to pin 1, 2, 3 and 6 respectively on both sides of the cable, we are using the T568A standard, C. And creating that kind of straight through that cable, it's regularly implemented as a regular patch cable for most of the networks. But on the other hand, if we switch from pin 1 to pin 3 and from pin 2 to pin 6 on one side only, we have created a crossover cable for most of the networks. Now let's take a look at the straight through cable in the next lecture.